Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is up? How about you put your camera on, Hector? What's going on, everybody? What is going on? And very different off day than what we had last week, where we were, feeling a little good. We had just come off of a sweep of the Rockies. We had finally seen some offense, even though we knew that, it's Colorado, right? That's not gonna really carry over, but you hope that it carries over in the sense that the guys wake up. And I don't know if we saw or didn't see that in the Washington series, but we come home and we get to sweep Washington, and then we have this dreadful weekend that we just had this past weekend. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, and we're gonna look ahead into the Big Ten games coming up. But before we do all that, let's say hello to the mentioned Eddie. How you doing, brother?
Hey, heck, man. I'm doing as well as I can as far as being a Mets fan. Uh, tough weekend for me. Again, if you want to go back on it, to me, that weekend was lost right after we gave up that lead. We had a 5-1 lead, gave it away, and then to me, the Tampa Bay Rays never looked back. They never looked back right after catching them. And that was the game we should have had that first game. But the pitching, for the first time all season, has kind of failed us. And that's something where me and you are not used to. We're used to talking about the offense every day in, day out. But this weekend, it was the pitching that actually, gave it away. So, tough weekend. I don't like getting swept. I think that's the first time we've been swept in almost a year. I want to say something like that. So, not happy at all. Not happy at all. At all, heck.
No, yeah. Listen, it's not fun to go through. It wasn't fun to watch. Like I said, you come off the sweep with Washington, and Washington is Washington. You're not kept saying that. Like I understand they've been playing well and this and that, and they're possibly a wild card team, but I don't want to hear that. They got these young guys. Okay, whatever. But we sweep them, and then to just go out there and play the way they played this weekend. And I'm not gonna say the whole weekend was lost Friday night. I know we could go back and maybe we could say that, and it looks like that's what happened. They stumbled, but
But
they
you
took
didn't
the
feel
lead
that
twice.
way?
No, I didn't. They took the lead twice on Saturday, and McGill just blew it up. You know what I'm saying? And then they weren't able to tack on runs and stuff like that. Did that have an effect on them from Friday night? I guess you could say that, but they were able to get a lead two times, and just McGill couldn't hold it.
You're not wrong. The way I felt it, though, I felt like we had them. We had them on the ropes, and then we just let them back in on Friday. They took the lead, and to me, they never looked back. I understand on Saturday they got the couple of leads, but again, it was the pitching that kind of gave everything away. And I'm not used to
Yeah, but
watching.
but 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 what does that have to do with Friday? You know what I'm
I
saying? What
felt
is
it was. I
McGill?
felt for
McGill.
me.
What is McGill? What is McGill blowing up again, which we see often, has to do with Friday night. Friday night was a terrible loss, and I'm sure we'll debate and we're probably gonna disagree as to how it went down and everything like that. I didn't have a problem with what they did. I understand it when they tell me, "Yo, listen, this guy was extra sore." We know we've been talking on and on about how we're gonna get him to the finish line, talking about Clay Holmes. So I
Yeah.
understood what they did. It didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. It didn't work out that game. Blackburn didn't have it. Crannick didn't
Oh,
have
he
it.
looked terrible.
The offense stopped scoring. You know what I'm saying? So all of that led to what happened Friday night. But again, they went and they took a lead on Saturday, and they just McGill didn't have it. Now maybe once that happened, there was a little bit of a geez, here we go again, and then they couldn't get out of it. But I don't think it was necessarily just because of Friday right away. Oh my gosh, the whole weekend is over. I didn't think it then, and I still don't think it now. Yes, we can go back and I can say, man, maybe Mendy should have handled that a little bit better. As to maybe you should have got to Baltimore anyways. I don't know, but
I just felt like Tampa didn't look like we had them. We had them that first day. They were cooked. And then another thing too, we committed a lot of errors in this series, a shitload of errors. Our fielding was not good at all. So, and this is nothing new with the Mets. The Mets have been committing errors all year. I just felt like
I think that's the most frustrating thing about the weekend.
I felt like
It's more
Tampa
like we
took
got
the lead and never
exposed.
looked back.
I feel like it's more like we got exposed more than anything. All our weaknesses showed out.
Who? Okay, I mean
The
that's fair.
the pitching that everybody's been expecting to regress and not be able to hold it down for the whole season wasn't able to perform. The runners in scoring position, which we've been worried about all year, continued to be a problem. The defense looks sloppy and slow at times, except for Torrens, who tried to win that game Saturday by himself. Throwing guys out was a
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah,
game
he would look great.
where he was throwing guys out all over the place.
Oh, he threw out either 2 or 3 runners. I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was three. Well, two stealing, and then the one where the ball got away and he was able to
All
get
right,
it and
home plate.
throw it at home. Yeah, get that guy there. But that's what more where I'm coming from this weekend. Like, man, all of our weaknesses were exposed.
Yeah, but they were. They were. The
And shout out to the
fielding too.
Rays.
That's why I brought that up. The fielding was shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We look slow. We look sloppy on defense. The pitching looked bad,
To say the
and
least.
the hitting the same that it's been, just unable to get the big hit.
Yeah, now we're going on to
Guys, I'm
Atlanta.
getting text. My bad, Eddie. I'm getting text, and Junior said that I don't know what's going on with the YouTube. I guess you can't comment on YouTube. I apologize. I've said it before. Now, that doesn't mean you go and you comment on Eddie's posts that he's gonna put out the whole show and you just comment on that. That's not gonna work for us. If you want us to see your comments, don't go on my post for the two people watching there and just unmute it and comment. You have to go into the stream on X and comment inside the stream
Yes.
so that we can see it on the screen. Please, we would like you to do that because we do like to interact with you guys. We do like to hear your opinions
Yeah.
on the Mets or what we're saying or whatever. I don't know what happened with the YouTube. I don't know if it's something that I did. I don't know if I can turn it on. Um, but it's really pissing me off. But that's that. My bad. You got it.
No, no, man. I look. Now you gotta look. To me, it was a terrible 3 games. Terrible 3 games. One of the worst 3 games I've seen in a long time from this Mets baseball. We didn't play Mets baseball. We played down to our opponent, and Tampa Bay's a good team, man. They always seem to have our number. They play us tough every time we face them. I know it's usually it's what once a year we face them. They always seem to play us tough. So, uh, you know, you hope you go to Atlanta. They've been struggling. They haven't been playing too well, and you hope you get the pitching gets back on track, and then you get in, and we take 2 or 3 from them, and then you go on to Philly, and you go same mindset. Same mindset. Go back to what got us here. Pitching, hitting, good defense, clean playing, good ball, good ball. Don't be playing this garbage. You know what I'm saying? Don't be playing down to opponents. Play above that. This team is capable of being elite. They need to keep doing it.
Absolutely. And listen, man, it was a bad weekend. Not a weekend that you want to go through. We don't like it at all. We don't like it at all. But now we have, like you said, these 10 days coming up starting tomorrow, where this is when every game counts. But these games we know matter more than
Of
any
course.
because it's against the division opponent. And here we start with the Braves tomorrow
Tiebreakers, Hector.
in Atlanta, where we've had a tough time. We ended up last year pretty good, but we've had our tough times there. But we have a chance. 10 games, 7 against the Braves. We can bury the Braves, or we can let them back in the race. What are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Then you have 3 with the Phillies sandwich in between there, as you get 3 in Atlanta, 3 in Philadelphia, and 4 back home with Atlanta, where you can keep the Phillies at bay and possibly get a game, maybe 2. You
Well,
know?
that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we go to Atlanta. I mean, I think the pitching match is pretty good. I know we got Peterson going. I think Blackburn's going. Not sure on the third guy, but the pitching matchup seemed to favor us. Look, Atlanta's on the ropes, Hector. They're on the ropes. They have been playing terrible for over a month. Even with Acuna back, they've not been the same team. That's a team. There's no excuse. You have to get 2 or 3 in Atlanta. I'm sorry. But the days of me saying, oh, I'm okay with 1 game in Atlanta. No. You want to be elite. You want to win. You take 2 or 3 in Atlanta. It's very simple. You have to brush off what happened to that disgusting 3 games this weekend, because that was a disgusting display. And you may not agree with me, but to me, Tampa took a piece of us, and they didn't look back. That's the way I felt. I don't care if you disagree or not. I think they didn't. After they tied us up to hit that 2-run homer, went up 7-5. They never looked back, and they weren't scared of us at all. They had our fucking number. So
Okay,
that's my take on it.
I don't even know what to say to that because it's like, okay, okay,
You don't agree?
huh?
You're not agreeing with me on that. You're not taking me on that.
I mean, they beat us. What is there not to agree
You
with
kicked
us?
their fucking ass.
I'm not disagreeing with that, Eddie. I'm just not saying that it was all done on Friday night. The team still came back and took a lead. The pitcher didn't have it. You want to talk to me, and people want to talk to me like, oh my God, they just gave up on Friday after Mendoza punted the game. That shit drives me crazy. So that I don't agree with. No.
I
Did
don't
the
think they
Rays kick
punted
our
the
ass?
game.
Did the Rays say, oh, this team is weak? Yeah, they did that. They did that. Shout out to them.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay.
I'm just not saying that it was all done all because Friday night happened. That I don't agree with.
I understand, and you're right. What I'm saying is sometimes
So then don't
you.
tell me that like, oh, you disagree, you disagree. If you understand me, then understand
I
me.
do
If you don't
understand, but
agree,
my point is, I believe that Tampa set the tone after they took the lead. They
oh yeah,
set
they
the
controlled the
tone.
whole weekend. They controlled the whole weekend. Yeah.
Yes, but I felt like the turning point in that series was Friday, and that's for me. I felt like that was a big turning point. But it is what
Yeah,
it
it was a
is.
turning point. I just don't think that it was. I don't feel like the team just gave up. Like, oh my gosh, we just gave up this 5-1 lead. That's it. We can't beat this team. Nah, they just
They
have
play
fucking
us
pitchers
tough.
that.
They play us tough. And I don't like this going into Atlanta, coming off a 3-game losing. I don't like it at all. I'm not confident.
Sometimes I don't mind struggling a little bit. You don't want to, but it's like okay, it's due for
Yeah,
a flip
balance. I
back.
get it.
You know what I'm saying? Balance itself out. And I also, what do you even call it? I think this team knows how to win, Eddie.
No, they do.
I know we have PTSD, and at the first sign, we want to lose our minds. Look at you. You're ready to fucking throw the season away almost. I'm
No,
exaggerating.
not ready to throw a season away. But
You got people like, oh my God, this team. Oh, there's no way this team is winning a World Series. Well, this is not the finished product.
but I'm saying they're elite, and the way they handled themselves over the weekend, they played down. They played down. I want to see them
I
play
don't know if
up.
they played down. I don't know if they played down.
Come on,
The
bro.
Rays came
Bro,
in.
bro, the
The
Rays were
Rays came
sloppy.
in
They made like
and put the
fucking 3
pressure.
errors in that
Okay,
first game.
give them the Rays credit. They put the pressure on them. Doesn't mean that you necessarily played down. The Rays exposed them a little bit.
Okay. That I completely agree with. I completely agree with that.
Every time this team loses, it's like, oh, Mendoza doesn't know what the hell
But
he's doing. This team just gave up, or they just played down on the cup. Like we keep saying these punchlines, and it's like, nah, fuck, it's a long season. Shit happens. It's not enjoyable.
you know what it is? We were playing so well, and we didn't like. There was no flaws. There was no flaws. Let's be honest. You could make a case for the hitting. Obviously, we know that. But the pitching, the bullpen has been flawless. And this weekend was the first time we saw some chinks in the armor, per se. Some little things that were open, a little bit of flaws. I'm not used to watching what the Mets. Again, I think this is an elite team. I didn't like what I saw. God
Sorry,
bless. God bless.
thank you. I think it's an elite team. Are the Dodgers an elite team?
Yeah, they're elite. Sure.
Early on, the Dodgers gonna win. I remember even telling you, well, Eddie, so why the hell are we playing the season? Ain't nobody beating the Dodgers.
Well,
We have a better record than the Dodgers.
no, we do. We
No,
do.
they hurt Hector. Well, so are we.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
we don't have the same kind of guys coming back. I get it. We can still make moves.
No, well, we got look, man. We got Manea coming back soon. We got Montez coming. I know nobody's excited about Montez, but I mean, to me, the odd guy out right now is Blackburn. Blackburn and fucking McGill. This guy, I mean, every time he gets it right, he comes back. You think you got something, Hector. You think he's going to turn around, and it's the same old inconsistent self. He's just an inconsistent pitcher. That's it. That's
Yeah,
who he is.
I'll wait till we have 7 guys healthy in the rotation before I say who's out. I think that's just a foolish argument because
Nah,
it's,
you're right.
it always takes care of itself. You know what I'm saying? Look at Senga now. We were
Yeah.
who's
Hey,
gonna go down when Monsters comes back, and that's gonna be a problem, and this and that. Not even a week, boom.
I have a question for you as far as the Senga injury goes, because I saw a lot of this on Mets Twitter, Mets X. A lot of people blame Senga's injury on Pete Alonso. I personally did not, but it was a bad throw. What's your take on it? I don't think he caused the injury because to me, Senga's very fragile when it comes to running to that first base, running the cover first base. It's very fragile. To me, if the ball's over your head, don't even fucking jump. Just let it go. Let it go. I'll take the fucking double than you being out 3 weeks. That's my stand on that. But I know a lot of Mets fans were blaming Pete for that unfairly, in my opinion.
Of course, Pete can't make the throws. Pete again. Now Pete can't make a throw and gets Senga hurt. Shit happens, bro. I'm not gonna blame anybody. We could say Senga needs to hydrate. Was he drinking enough water? What the hell do I know?
True.
If it
But it's
wasn't
a
on that,
hamstring.
if it wasn't on that play, it could have happened on another play. What the hell do I know? It's easy to say, well, Pete made a bad throw, which he did. Pete needs to be better. It's just unfortunate this dude got hurt. Now at this point, he just come back.
But hamstring, you know what though? What is it? The bright side is it's not a calf injury, it's a hamstring. Calf injuries are forget about it. You're out for
Well,
months.
this could have been forget about it too. The good thing is that it was a grade 1 strain and not a grade 2 or 3,
That's
where he could have been out a long time. You know what I'm saying?
right.
6 to 8 weeks, maybe the year, whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
sometimes
So, like just like Mark Vientos, it was just a grade 1. So they're both able to come back. Now we'll see. I would think that he's still able to throw a little bit because it's a hammy, so you know just throw from flat ground. So it shouldn't take that much long to ramp up again and be able to come back soon. But they already, and I don't know if the Mets have said anything like this, but I already saw people losing their mind. Like, oh my gosh, 5 weeks, 5 weeks, five
yeah,
weeks.
it's
You know,
standard.
but and listen, at the end of the day, is this ideal? No. But if we can hold the fort down and he's able to come back for the stretch run and then be healthy more than what he was last year for the playoffs, then that's even better. It's the same way when we talk about Juan Soto and the fact that, geez, oh, he walked 3 times yesterday, Hector. And listen, to be fair, besides that first at bat, I don't think he saw a pitch that he could hit yesterday. But again, if he's able to heat up down the stretch run and in the playoffs and possibly help us win a World Series, then we'll look back at this and laugh at it.
Right.
If we're able to go 7-3, 8-2, 9-1 over these next 10 games, we'll look back and we'll laugh at this race series. Right now, it freaking stinks. Right now, it freaking stinks. But I'm with Junior. The pitching was always going to scuffle a little. The offense needs to actually show up game in and game out. The offense needs to stop hitting us if they have pressure and the pitcher doesn't. And he's mainly talking about with runners in scoring position.
Of
And
course.
I've said this many a times. For some reason, the Mets act like the pressure's on them. No, the guy just got in trouble. He got all these base runners on him. So, talking about that pitching, let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of these guys. And as this is like disgusting stuff.
Oh Jesus, it's this fucking guy.
Tyler McGill, who 3 and 2/3 on that Friday night. I thought we may have here his most recent starts. We don't, but I heard something like first 8, 9 starts. It was you know 2 something ARA. Last six or so, it's been um, over six, and the same thing with McGill. So
He's got to be
not
better. That's it. It's very simple. He's got to be more
that's it.
consistent. How many more times can we say this about this guy? How many more fucking times? Honestly,
Yeah. See his last 3 starts. I think this might be from ESPN.
it's not even that high of a pitch count either.
Say again?
It's not even that high of a pitch count. It's not like he's out there throwing over 100 pitches
No,
every time
no.
he goes. It's usually about 80 pitches,
Yeah.
80 and change.
Back on
That's
June 3rd, he threw 105 in 6 innings, and then his last 2 start, 82 pitches, 1 and 5, the other one in 3 and 2/3.
like you said, the rotation's going to handle itself. And when these guys come back, it's going to be the odd man. It's going to be out. The guy that's the least, who performs the least, is going to be the guy that goes. It's simple as that. Very simple.
Yeah, unless somebody just happens to get hurt or something.
Oh, let's hope not. Even
Yeah,
Canning, my guy, he didn't look that great this weekend.
no, no, he's been bad. He's been bad, and
Yeah,
again, him
last two
same thing.
starts, right?
No, the last six have been very, very bad.
Do we have
The
those
last
numbers?
six have been, not for the last six.
Last
Again, we
three.
have his last 3 starts. We can see here. Back on June 4th, 6 innings. That wasn't too bad, right?
Yeah.
No runs. Um, on the 10th, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, and
I mean,
then
that's okay. That's decent. I can handle that. But
yeah,
the Sunday game, no thank you, man. That was he just got lit the fuck up. He like get lit up like a Christmas tree.
uh,
Not even that many hits. Only gave up 4 hits. But he's got to get back on track.
but it's the walks. It's the walks. It's the
That
walks.
too.
It's the non-competitive pitches. That's what's really killing these guys. Not being competitive.
Yeah.
Too many
And
damn walks. Too many
and
damn balls. Getting
like you
behind
say,
now. Having a
they,
fucking
they, they're giving up too many walks, and then the offense doesn't hit with runners in scoring position.
well, that's our offense.
Right? It goes hand in hand.
The other team's offense does take advantage of these situations more often than not. They sure as hell did this weekend. And even when even when it wasn't, they created situations and put the pressure on.
For
Some
sure.
things that we would like to see the Mets do sometimes, but I don't know if we have those kind of players, right? Why don't we bunt more? Why don't we hit and run? I guess we can try to do that,
Yeah, but
especially if
that
you're gonna be
doesn't always work. It's
swinging first pitch all the time. But no, but we're talking about the Rays putting the pressure on us and doing these kind of things. Well, you can't now tell me, oh well, that doesn't always work, so you don't want to try it.
No, Hector. When it comes to the Rays, I felt like all around they just outplayed the shit out of us. Like, yo, they got timely hits. Anything in a strike zone that was close, it was a good pitch. They were putting it into play. They weren't striking out. We weren't striking these guys out. That's normally our staple. We strike people out. We didn't do that against Tampa. Tampa put the ball in play and made us. They put the pressure on us. There you go. We saw a couple errors. McGill, for instance, remember that throw he had? He goes back, reaches back, the ball just goes behind him.
Yeah.
We put the ball in play, good things happen. When you strike out, nothing happens, and the ball doesn't go in play. So there's that.
And let me see if I got it here because Mendy knows. Mendy knows. Let's see some of Mendy real quick. Let me see. Hold on. Let's get this here. Let's do this because it's gonna work. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And then hold on a second.
Are you worried?
No, hell no, dude.
No,
Hell
you're
no.
not a little concerned after this?
No, no. Not at all, bro. Not at all. Not at all.
I have to say, I
I'm,
have to
I'm
see them.
annoyed that we have to have these conversations, but not at all.
Well, let's go, Mendy.
First time
Hold
you guys
on.
have been swept this year. Just how easy or difficult is that to kind of push aside, knowing how obviously successful you've been overall?
Yeah, you hate to get swept here at home, but you gotta move on. You gotta turn the page. We got an off day, and then we got a stretch here where obviously we're playing the Braves, we're playing the Phillies. We got the Braves again. So again, he's 162. You're gonna go through stretches where this is gonna happen. Obviously, we got to play better. We didn't execute. We didn't play clean baseball, and they made us pay. So, like I said, we got to turn the page and start. Be ready to go on Tuesday.
First time you
I promise you guys, I did not listen to that beforehand. And it sounds a lot like what I said. But sometimes, like, I don't know, man. I guess I think like a manager sometimes from catching all my life and then, managing softball teams and shit like that. Sometimes you got to look at the big picture. Sometimes you got to do something like what you did Friday night. It doesn't work, you look like a moron. But it's really about the players not executing and not getting the job done, right? And to
I
that
agree.
point, to that
Just
point.
get back on track. That's it. Important stretch run coming up. Important run. You want to set the tone against Atlanta. You want to set the tone against Philadelphia. Because these are two teams that had our number for the last 20 to 30 years. Okay? And I'm sick of it. So
Yeah,
we're the team now that
Philadelphia not
they're
so much
chasing.
actually though.
We're the team that they're chasing. It's time to drop our set down and show them who we are for once. How about that?
Yeah, agree. Let's listen to Mendy here talking about us really not doing the job, bro. There goes.
I'm listening.
Oops.
To them versus maybe your pitching not. Carlos, we know this Rays team scores a lot of runs. When you look at this series, though, in general, the 24 runs given up, how much of it is tipping your cap to them versus maybe your pitching not quite being where it's been?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them credit, but at the same time, we gave them too many free passes, and we gave them extra outs, and they're gonna make you pay. That's a team that I've been saying it. They put the ball in play, and that, they play the small ball, and today was a perfect example. Walks, they get a bunt down, we don't make a play, and before you know it, we're down three. So, yeah, we just didn't play well.
Carlos, we
Just didn't play well.
They put the ball in play.
Yep. And then You got things like this going on. Teflon Juan goes 1 for 10, 1 run, no extra base hits. But hey, he walked 4 times, only struck out once.
How many plate appearances is that? Is that 14 plate appearances?
Uh, yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
1 hit.
Yeah. Teflon has to step up. That's it's. There's no other. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say.
But then
He's looked bad in the field too, by the way.
when we want to kill this guy, who yeah also had a rough weekend, had a rough day yesterday. Some couple of ugly at bats.
They were
And
pitching him inside a lot. If you noticed,
but
they were hitting him in that top quadrant right here. The ball's coming this way. That's where they were trying to. So he couldn't get around on it. So that's what I noticed about the Rays, the way they pitched him. They pay if you.
yeah, I also saw him swing and miss at a couple of nice fastballs right over the middle of the plate. So yeah, they always pitch him inside. Did the Rays maybe do a little bit more or were more effective? I guess
Yeah, well, that's what I
that's the
noticed.
book on
I
that's the
felt that
that's the
they.
book on people. Pitch him inside.
I felt they pitched him that way to get him uncomfortable. That's how I felt, and I felt it
Sure,
worked.
that's what every team should do. They were effective. They executed.
And they were getting strikes. Wow, that's not that bad.
I guess he
How
is
many
the leadoff
stolen
guy.
bases did he have?
He is the leadoff guy. I don't freaking know.
Well, he's leading the NL in voting right now for shortstops.
Yes, shout out to him. Shout out to the fans who've gone out there and voted. Now, can we make it so that Pete Alonso is also leading for first baseman because he deserves
I
it.
hope so.
Pete
He
Alonso has
deserves
been
it. That's for
the
sure.
team, and I understand that there's some national votes that are going to help Lindor. He's popular, more popular nationwide. But if that's going to be the difference, then I got to live with that. Let's make sure that it's not because us Met fans are still not showing Pete Alonso that love. As Jeff McNeil, who did great in Colorado, not so much against the Rays, and did well against Washington as well, but not going to get on him as he helped us win a few games the last couple of weeks. But not much against the Rays.
Did you see that article where it showed that Jeff McNeil is one of the most valuable players in baseball?
I didn't see that article, but I could understand what the argument and what is being made. It's about him, his versatility, being able to
Correct.
play at an
Correct.
above average level, even if some Met fans don't want to admit it. He's looked pretty damn well in center field.
No, I know. And that's what they were saying. They said that this guy, he has to have the highest WAR since I think it's Ben Zobrist in like 2009 or something like that. So, yeah,
No.
I know
Maybe
you
I
don't
should
like
look
WAR, but
into the
I
Rays.
do.
What I don't like is people always telling me what I don't like. That I really don't like. But yeah, I
Yeah, well, you
that's what
don't
I
like
don't.
the WAR stat. You told me that. That's why I said that.
I don't get caught up in these things. Like, what the hell does that really mean?
It's
You're better
wins
than a
above
replacement level
replacement
player.
player.
Okay, well, you're not a fucking replacement player. You better be better than a replacement player. You understand what I'm saying? Like, like
No, but it's a measuring stick. For me, I like it. You don't like. You told me in many episodes and many times in conversations, Eddie, I don't go for WAR. Okay, fine. I'm just repeating what the fuck you told me.
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna focus on it and bring it up all the time. I could care less about it. Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
bring it
don't
up
like.
all the time.
I don't like
Like the
war.
first time
What
I
the
brought
hell?
it up.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell does it matter? Wins above replacement. These guys are not replacement players. They better be better than replacement players. I just hate the whole whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
War is great. Jeff McNeil has the best war. What does that even mean? What does
It
that
means
mean?
he's better than the next guy up, brother.
I know that, but at the end of the day, what like I don't need that shit to tell me that Jeff McNeil's been pretty good.
But it is dope to see that he's because of his versatility. And remember, I'm somebody that's been down on this guy. But I did say
But not
that if
because
he
the
could play
war
a
is
good
good.
center field, that he's going to be worth his weight in gold. I did say that. I said to this audience many times. I
Well, if
said,
he
this
wasn't
guy can
hitting,
play
it wouldn't
fucking
matter
center.
how
And I wanted him to play center.
we if he wasn't hitting, that would be different.
Different, of course.
It
We
helps that
weren't
he's
even
hitting.
talking about that.
We don't need him to be Tyrone Taylor either, you know?
Yeah. Tyrell Taylor's special out there in center field.
No, that's awesome.
He's got the best center fielding glove since what's his name? What's the guy that was Juan with
Oh my
Lagares?
God, Jesus Christ. I don't even want to. Anyways, let's listen to my guy Brendan Nimmo real quick. Juan Lagares.
Sure.
Sorry to my friend Jesse, who loves Juan Lagares. Oh my God. What the hell? What the hell? What did I do? My bad, guys. Shout out to Quay and Rudy in the background doing what they do, and me doing what I do, just effing shit up. What the hell is it? Come on, Hector. Moron. Here we go. This is Brendan and I think talking about the stretch coming up.
This is yesterday, correct?
Yeah, I guess after the game.
I can't hear it.
Same thing. Same thing. Just take it one day at a time.
You can't hear that?
You know, the Braves are a very good
I
team.
can hear him. I couldn't hear
Their
this
record
question.
says,
Yeah, well, sometimes you
very
can't hear
very
the
good
question.
team that can play very good baseball.
I know you guys look at this kind of one game at a time, one series at a time, but how do you kind of look at this next stretch here with two series against the Braves and another series with the Phillies?
Same thing. Same thing. Just take it one day at a time.
I think he asked him. I know you guys like to look at things one game at a time, one series at a time. But how do you look at the stretch here coming up with the Braves and the Phillies?
Okay.
I think that's what he said. That's what I was saying. But it's super low.
You know, the Braves are a very good team. I don't care what their record says.
He's right.
Very good team that can play very good baseball, pitch very well, hit very well, especially in their home ballpark. So we're going to be going in there expecting a bulldog fight. Be ready for game one. Same thing with Philadelphia. We know they're an extremely talented team, very good, very dangerous at home, great pitching staff. So tough stretch coming up, and we're just gonna have to take it one game at a time.
And that's the bottom line, man. That's the bottom line. They know what the assignment is. Now go out there and do it. Now the people, if they could probably comment, they'd probably be saying, "Damn, we're tired of Hector all day." Did a space earlier. My guy Rob asked me to pinch hit with him, pinch hit for Chris. Did their show with him. And I said it in both places. I'm gonna say it here again. I'm gonna say it tomorrow when I do my morning video, afternoon video, whatever the hell I decide to do, and when I do my afternoon space. I talked about it in the off season, Eddie. You know it. Matter of fact, I don't know about having it, but I talked about David Peterson being an X factor,
Correct. I remember that. And you said it on the show.
needing him to step up and be possibly the ace of the staff.
Correct.
You know, and obviously we had Manaya, we had Senga, but I was like, nah, it's time
Peterson.
for Peterson to be up there with those guys, right? Well, here we
I
are.
mean, I think we both said he's got the highest ceiling, right? Before the season started.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying like I'm like because people like and everybody, a lot of people feel like that he has his highest ceiling, and he's been great. He's coming off a complete game, right?
Correct. Yeah, it was a fucking
We
masterpiece.
need him to set the tone tomorrow
I agree.
and be a stopper and be that ace.
Yeah.
And go out there and give me 7 innings of 2-run ball or less.
You
Brandon
have
Nimmo.
Hector, you have
You guys know? You guys know? Well, go out there tomorrow when you get those runners in scoring position and give me a damn hit. And that goes for everybody. But it starts with David Peterson on that mound, setting the tone.
listen. We all had high expectations for Peterson going into this year. Okay, he started out okay, nothing special, nothing great, but he seemed to has gotten better as the season's gone on. So let's hope now. What we all hope, that X factor, like you talked about. Hopefully, he could become that X factor and into becoming the quasi ace, which we all want him to be. We want him to be a quasi ace because right now we need a stopper. We've been pitching like shit, so we need people to step up. And I agree with Brandon Nimmo. It starts with David Peterson. So you're going to go down to Atlanta. It's not going to be easy. It's never easy. You guys know our record there over the years. It's fucking something, whatever it is. I'm sure it's like 20 games under 500. But you have to go and you have to set the tone. To me, I think you should try to get a sweep. This has been one of the worst Braves starts they've had in almost 40 years. So what's stopping that? You tell me.
I agree. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I'm with you 1,000%. Go out there and sweep these guys. Treat them like what they've been. It's not the
They've been
Braves
shit.
of the past, whatever. It's a lot of the same players. And I'm always like, you are going to give them credit for the organization that they are. And we know that they know how to win. The same way I'm saying that I think the Mets now know how to win. Well, we know for a fact that they know how to win. We know that. And I'm pretty sure, Eddie, I said this in the space, I think it was. They're coming in there and they're saying, here's our chance. We have
Right.
7 games over the next 10 games with these guys.
Let's make a dent. That's what they're
We
thinking.
know exactly. We know if we punch them in the gut and we punch them in the face, more often than not, they retreat. Well, it's time for this team to say, nah, we're gonna punch you in the motherfucking mouth
Yeah, not on my watch.
and kick you while you're down.
Again,
That's
this
not
is
nice, ladies and gentlemen. It's not how
this is
you
one
want
of
to
the
carry your
worst
life.
This is one of the worst starts they've had in almost 40 years. You guys can look it up for the Braves. 40 fucking years. And we have almost a 40-year, it's a 40-year drought almost on our championship. It's time. It's time to be elite, Hector. It's time to be elite.
Yep. And as we look ahead to the next series, as Quay says, yo, hurry the hell up. You got to get out of here and go to work. Get to this next series. Appreciate you, Quay. So I love it when I don't even got to talk to my guy. He already knows what I'm thinking. And I don't know about this. I've heard conflicting reports of whether the sales pitching Tuesday or Wednesday. This is how we're going because this is where I've seen it on multiple outlets. So we got.
Oh, you talking about Blackburn?
No. I just said whether the sale is going Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. I meant the Blackburn start.
No, that's on Wednesday.
I
That's on Wednesday. It's David Peterson against Schwellenbach tomorrow. So we think. Paul Blackburn versus Chris Sale tomorrow. So we think. The Mets guys that's where we are. We're going Peterson, Blackburn, and Holmes. What I'm not too sure is whether Sale, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think Strider's pitching the third game, from what I understand. But again,
you got to take 2 or 3 here.
It's been all over the place. Absolutely.
If you're going to miss Sale and Strider, possibly, you have to take 2 or 3. I'm sorry. Now, we don't know that. We don't know if they're going to miss or not. That we'll see. Schwellenbach, I know he's a quasi ace. Sale, we all know what the hell he could do.
I'm an
Strider's another guy. He's off to a bad start, but we know what he could do too. Those are three very good pitchers.
No, and Schwellenbach has dominated us. You know what I'm saying?
He, like I said, he's their quasi ace.
Now I do kind of agree with Junior here. We had chances too.
We
You know what I'm
played
saying?
sloppy, man. Like you said,
Yeah.
you mentioned that. And then I mentioned we played down. They were making errors, and we start making errors. So what the hell's going on here?
Joel doesn't want to hear it. He's like, we're not supposed to
I
be
don't
getting
want to get
swept.
swept by the Rays either, Joel. You kidding me? I just know that I think we haven't been
White
swept
people
in
make me
almost a
laugh.
year.
I don't like. Hold on, time out. You white people make me laugh. I just said Joel, and you say Joe. It's the same thing on my softball team. My manager, my boy from my hood, his name is Joel. All the white guys on the team, Joel. No, it's Joel, damn it.
It's Joel.
Joel, no, Joel. The name is
Well,
Joel.
I don't know. Well, you make him fucking do the pronouncement. What the fuck?
No, I'm just laughing because it's the
Uno
same
habla
thing.
español un poquito. Todo uno habla español un poquito.
There you go.
Un poquito.
It just reminded me of the softball team, because me and my cousin laugh about it all the time. We were laughing about it last week, where they catch Joel.
Because it's the English pronouncement, you know.
Yeah. My cousin's like, all these guys call him Joel, man. His name is Joel.
Well, like
I just-
you know Billy Joel, right? Billy Joel,
Wow,
the
no.
singer, right? So I see
Yeah.
Joel, I think Billy Joel. He's a big Mets fan, Billy Joel.
Billy
He
Joel.
played
there you
in Shea Stadium, in one of like the greatest concerts ever. I'm not even a big Billy Joel fan, but that concert I watched is pretty dope. He had Paul McCartney and a bunch of other people playing with him. It was pretty cool. We watched that. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh my gosh. What the hell were we? Oh my God. I'm terrible. I'm sorry, Eddie. But that's just what it made me think about. It just made me think
Ah, it's
about
all
that.
good, man. That's good.
No, this guy's a joke.
It shows
Oh,
the cultural differences. Even though I grew up in Queens, which is the biggest melting pot in the world, and you grew
right.
up in what you grew up in Uptown.
Washington Heights, baby.
Yeah,
Washington Heights.
you're uptown, so it's gonna be different worlds, I guess. Different worlds, but really, we're like 5 minutes away from each other if there's no traffic.
Right. Let me ask you this. As we see where is it? This chump here. My
Ooh,
bad.
fucking Blackburn.
No.
Fucking sucks.
Brett Beatty day to day with right groin tightness.
He hit a home run this series, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Yes, on Saturday.
It was a meaningless home run, but yes.
Not to me. Him and Mauricio got me some money that day. I had them both on
Oh,
the
okay.
parlay. Got me
Yeah,
some
a
nice money.
little chat on it. All right.
Shout out to them. So this is gonna like complicate my question a little bit because this is where I came away thinking from yesterday.
Okay.
We haven't seen Acuna start in a long time. He finally gets to start yesterday. He gets 2 hits. He's been a contributor as far as pinch running, defensive late in the game, defensive replacement. So you know what? Do we maybe give this kid a start out there in Atlanta? Adrenaline pumping because his brother's out there, little brotherly rivalry against the lefty, maybe Chris Sale. Is that too much to ask?
I think that's fair. I think it's fair. Yeah.
Now again, with Ben Beatty being day to day, that might take care of itself.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, maybe not because maybe they'll play Mauricio and McNeil.
Well, right
But
now McNeil's had the hot hand, but if I was Mendy, I'm not opposed to seeing Acuna start, especially in Atlanta versus brother. And his brother has been turning it on lately. So maybe like to see what we got in here on our version of Acuna, right? maybe we get to see that side of him. Yeah, definitely. I say let him go. Give him a start.
Yo, Junior, you're out of control, bro. Mm-mm. Oh my gosh.
Don't get me started
Yeah,
on Alvarez.
yeah. I was gonna say we're gonna leave Alvarez alone so we can get the hell out of here. But as we get the hell out of here, we kind of hinted at it, ladies and gentlemen. We kind of hinted at it. Let me see if I see it here. But here we go. Shout out to you guys. You know what, Quay? Take our stupid asses off of here. There we go.
All
We
right.
made Francisco Lindor the leading vote getter for shortstops. Again, I think there's a lot to do with also the national vote,
Yes.
but shout out to the fans. Now keep it going. Let's keep it going. Now I'll say this. Um, I think we
Oh,
need to improve here. I think we need to do better here. Let's make Pete Alonso a starter.
I agree.
Let's make Pete Alonso a starter. It's less than 300,000 votes.
You got to go out there and vote, man. You got to go out there and vote.
And then we have two of our guys in the top 10
Oh, there he is.
for outfielders in Brandon Nimmo and Juan Soto.
I don't think
Brandon
Brandon
Nimmo,
Nimmo's going to make the cut.
he probably won't make the cut. Who knows if they get it as as a reserve?
Replacement. Yeah.
But it has to be not a replacement because this is not like the final team. This is just for starters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's two phases. The first phase, the top two in each position make it to the next phase. Um,
And then
the
it's like a
top
vote
six,
off, right?
the top six in outfielders, and then those guys move on to phase two where we vote again for the
Okay.
starter, except for the top two overall vote getters out of phase one
Okay.
automatically become the starters in their positions. So,
Okay.
for example, if Lindor was the overall top vote getter, which he's not, I think it's Otani, then Lindor will automatically be the starting shortstop,
Understood.
right? So that's the way that works. Let's see. Again, we got Brandon Nimmo and Juan Soto there for the outfielders. Vote All Star, vote Mets, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make Peter All Star.
Yes.
Juan
Agreed.
Soto might not necessarily belong there, but as a big FU to everybody hating and to the Yankee fans, let's get him in there. He's
I
not
don't
that
think he
far off.
deserves it, but sure. Why
No,
not?
he
Go.
doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. But at the end of the day, it's a popularity vote, anyways.
Yeah, you're right. Hey,
How
listen,
about
man.
you guys?
I'm happy
The
for my
fact
guy.
that the
Lindor.
fact that he's fourth, Eddie, the fact that he's fourth tells you that as much, right?
Right. Tells you how popular he is.
Now I'm looking at the voting, and it's like, man,
Pete Crow
that's it.
Armstrong.
This has been going on for a while, and that's it. The amount of votes, right? Like, shouldn't it be more? But I guess you spread them out.
Well, I mean, look, it's still what, June 16th? I got a ways to go. So
Right.
it's like usually this, believe the All-Star game's like the second week of July. So we got a month to go.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't even, Eddie, till you said the name, I hadn't even really looked at the top three guys. And
No, I saw what I saw on X and I started
Pico
seeing
Armstrong
pictures.
actually leads. That's insane, bro.
Yeah, our guy, PCA.
Unbelievable.
For what the fuck was his name? What we trade him for again?
Not be biased. Don't start that bullshit.
Okay, I'll shut up. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll shut my mouth on that.
Um, on the good side of things, looks like Brooks Raley will be starting a rehab assignment, I believe, tomorrow.
Nice. That's much quicker
So
than I anticipated.
yeah, it's gonna
Oh,
take time with him. It's gonna take time with him. It's gonna take time with him. But
we need him, man. We need him. We need a
he
big
is.
lefty out of that pen.
Yep.
Losing what's his name to hurt. Oh, shout out to him, man. Appreciate you, brother.
There you go. What fan are you, Ant? Obviously, if you're an Eddie fan, you're a Nick fan.
He's
Are you not?
Ant's a big Knicks fan, but he's probably a Yankee fan, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're not a baseball fan, or you is that a Yankee hat in his picture? I can't even see, but we
I
appreciate you
think
anyway.
it's Los Angeles. I'm not sure.
Oh God.
You see Yankees. I know. He told
Yeah,
me.
there you
Told
go.
me.
The Yankees. All right. Well, since this is the first time I meet you, I won't give you the greedy.
He's good peoples, man.
I,
He's good
I
people.
lied. He could be good people's Eddie. I don't give a damn. I wouldn't be blunt thoughts if I don't say fuck the Yankees, man.
There you go.
But good to have you, Ed. Good to have you. It ain't personal. Just how we do it. Eddie, I gotta get out of here, man. Appreciate you, brother.
No doubt,
But
bro.
it is what it is, man. Big 10 games. Big 10 games. Give him your
Big,
last thoughts.
big 10 games. Yo, go out there. Let's get back on track. Simple as that. Starts with 2 or 3 in Atlanta, and then we go from there. I'm gonna worry about the Phillies when we get the Phillies, but I want to set the tone. I want to set the tone. Okay, I had it with these NL East teams kicking our ass for the last 30 years. All right. So shout out to
Yeah,
Ant.
but the Phillies, I think the last couple of seasons we've been handling the Phillies actually, and
We have,
them.
but we need to fucking we need to
We
bury
handled
them.
them earlier this year. Yeah, no, no, let's keep doing it. Now is when it really like we're trying to hold on to the division. I hear you, but I don't think I think we've kind of turned the page with those guys. In the most recent past,
Yeah,
Atlanta was still trying to. You know what I'm saying?
I still want to stomp them out, bro.
No, I'm not saying that I don't want to stomp them out. It's just you keep saying that they've been handling us, and I think in the recent past we've been doing a little bit
Yeah,
better.
we,
So
we definitely had the upper hand.
against the Phillies, and we played well in Philadelphia too. And that's always been the case. We hit well
Yeah,
there and all that.
we hit well there.
But that's it, man. Let's go out there and do it. David Peterson, the challenge has been put out, brother.
It's
You've
up
been
to you.
doing well. You've been doing well. I talked about it in the off season. Some of us talked about it in the off season. Now more and more and more lately, you've heard about David Peterson, the ace. David Peterson's like the ace of the team. David Peterson stepping up. Well, you know what the ace of a team does? He stops a 3-game losing streak. He goes
Thank
out
you.
there when the fan base is losing their mind and everything seems like it's crumbling and puts the hammer down on the other team. That is the assignment for tomorrow, my guy. That is just the assignment for tomorrow. And for the rest of the team, you heard Brandon Nimmo. Now go out there and do it. You can talk about it all you want. Go out there and do it, damn it. Hopefully, when's the next day off? I don't think we have a day off for 10
A
days.
while.
But I'm pretty sure we'll probably do I think they might play Sunday night. I don't know what the hell we'll do another show.
I think they're playing Sunday. I think I
Yeah,
gotta
I think
look.
they play Sunday night. I looked at it
Everything I
earlier.
see is all night games.
Yeah, so it's gonna be tough. But when we come back, we better not be talking about how the
7
season fell
o'clock
off the rails.
Sunday start.
Yeah, we better not be talking about how the season fell off the rails. That's what I'm
Mm,
gonna say. We
better
better
not.
not be talking about how the season fell off the rails whenever the hell we come back. We better not have to do an emergency mess talk unfiltered because Eddie's driving me crazy. He said, I gotta talk, I gotta talk, I gotta talk. I better not have to do another blunt thoughts from my car because I'm chomping at the bit and I gotta get shit off my mind, off my chest. Hopefully we come back. And just like
Set the
Happy
tone,
Jeff,
Hector. Set the tone. Very simple.
we get Happy Heck.
There you
David
go.
Peterson set the tone, kid. Set the tone.
I'm with
Eddie,
it.
have a good night, my brother.
You
You
too,
already
my
know what
man.
it is.
Appreciate you.
We'll figure it out. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you. Apologize for the YouTube. I gotta check how that happened. I don't know if I did something wrong. We'll try to get that straightened out by next time. We appreciate the effort of you guys that went in the X and then, like I said, went in the actual stream and put the comments in there. Um, I'll try to be better next time. Eddie will continue to be his great self. We'll see you then. NFGM, baby. Peace.
Peace.